Okay, what's going on, Grand Rising? Today is February the 12th, Wednesday, 2025. And what we're looking at today is going to be the dollar index, the futures market, and the indices market. Now, pre this session, we have how much time? 55 seconds. We took a position here on smaller time frames, wanting to see if we're going to push back up. I do believe because if you look at like a 1 hour and a 4 hour, that people want that weekly low on all these assets, right? So they're going to press the sell as prices pushing down. Like we had a massive capitulation from 730, so they're going to try to sell down to that week low. So I want to see if maybe we'll get a little bounce here first before continuing our fall, possibly. But 30 seconds left. Make sure you trade safe and let's lock in. Not really seeing any strength here at New York. Not seeing any strength there at New York, right? So they're making it difficult here because they're pushing into the 15-minute down candle like this. But NQ looks a lot better. But like I said, it might just be a little bit too early. We'll see. I really like NQ more, but that's just me. But that YM starting to make those lows, right? It's coming for those lows on that CFD swing. So they just tapped the lows on YM. So I'm out of that on that CFD trade. And then you're getting this kind of breaking down here on ES, but it looks more like absorption, but we'll see. It might be top one here. ES looking pretty weak there at 831. So just holding here, seeing what's going to happen. Looks pretty good on our NQ trades. And this is what you wanted, Derek, or yeah, this is what you wanted is this to come back down, LOD, and then you're having the 15-minute dump play, right? And you can see it when this one wasn't objectively going lower. This is perfect, right? Because now you can really see the NQ, and this should follow along. Okay. Now futures, I have a position, guys, 21,550s. Wanting to see if I can get up to those 21.7s potential. And then we are locked on the CFD trade. Like I said, we did lose a small volume US 30 because it went down and took the liquidity, which is probably going to end up being the move now, which is cool. But we'll see. That's why I like to keep my focus here. So now what I'm seeing, right, if this does work out to go a little bit higher here today, is that we have a 15-minute dump candle, right, after a massive capitulation. All right, so all right. And so when you draw your fibs from sell side of the day to the downside, if we can even, I like to play back to 50% a lot of the time. So that 6,060 is also in alignment with that previous support. Okay. So same thing here. I'm not really, I'm looking at the same exact same thing pretty much. high of the day pretty much here. All right, so high of the day here down to the capitulation low. And my goal is to see us get back to that 50% where I have my, previous support area. All right. So that's the goal. Let's see if we get it. I think that was a really, really good trade to take on ES. All right. And then we have a sweet position on CFD. I just want to show that really quick. We have the one we took that was a L. Then we took this one, $4 a move from 450s. 550s, that's 400, 800. If we take the top, 4 times 3 is $1,200. So not bad. Really like how this move is setting up. Like I said, if we can get up into those, I'm going to mark the 650s here. Get into those 650s, 21, 650. Okay. And I do want to just show that I do have the futures position. I have the CFD position, and that's pretty much where I plan to get most of my position out. Okay. Oh, sweet baby. Okay. And like I said, you would have wanted this entry inside that 15-minute 50% and on the pullback after the shift in price delivery below New York. People get faked out here. If I was to go to a 1 minute and look at this would be a 5 minute wick, would be a 1 minute mitigation. All right. So it's kind of slow here. So that's why you have to really just trust probabilities. All right. Not really seeing the pump I like. I want to see them pump it. Okay. So we're watching this price here. We're at 5 and 15. Okay. Watching the 1 hours here to my left. Like I said, if they don't go lower first, I'd love to see them just kind of reach back up to that 50 area, right? 6,060s. It's a good target area, I think. And then 21,680s could be a good area for NQ. Okay. I can see the 15 clearly, so I'm going to pull the 5 up for my reporting purposes here. Okay. Really, really nice trade, I think, guys. This is one of my favorite type of days, capitulation bounce plays. Starting to rally here, right? So beautiful play off the 5 minute area that we talked about. And then, like I said, getting back up into that 50 would be amazing, right? Order flow wise. And then YM and US 30 is doing the most. So I only took one trade on there. And then, I just kind of hit or miss on some of those on the CFD. But I did lock in this, excuse me, ES trade on CFD as well. If you're just hopping in, we've been in. We also have the futures position, right? We have the futures position here. I'm actually about to trail some of this risk up. Um, but we're looking for that 21,680 previous support level area. We have CFD locked in as well. So this is where our CFDs are locked. All right, took one little small L, took another one, or took another entry here, and then it was able to similar same thing. I want to play back up to that previous support, 21.5, 21.580, 21.6 potential if we get that. Now, as we get 5 minute expansions and top ends of imbalances, depending on how fat your move is, you can start to trail some risk to right there. Right? We love expansions the way we trade, okay? Because expansions give us the opportunity to trail risk because of the late trader. Now, make sure we don't have any news coming up at 9. I think we do have a little something, but this is beautiful, guys. I got ES right here when we push down under New York on my CFD. It was a 3-point risk, right? 20 was the risk, right? And then you had 20. I had 24, let's just say, on my entry. Okay, guys, we're pushing here now. Really good. Right back to those 50s, right? 6,060 is kind of like a target area. I'll go ahead and mark this so people can see it, like when we watch the YouTube or whatever. Target area. Okay, 6,060. And then the target area here is going to be where that previous support hit. So just kind of show this here real quick. And it's a 50% retracement. So what is that going to be? 6,080. Okay. Target area. I need to change this now. Okay. Okay, so that's the area at that point where the sellers that push down their risk is probably saying, I want out, I would think. Now, like I said, on that 5 minute, I do want to show that if you have a pretty fat position, I personally would trail my risk. Like if you have, like I have below New York open on my entry. If you want to be safe, trail some of your risk to that top end of the imbalance, right? If you want to be safe, right, and you're worried about it, it'll make you available to take another trade, worst case. But like for me, I like to put my risk on down candles and an uptrending market's low. And so if you bought in here, you're starting to see price extend, you're going to want to see a nice expansion so you can start to trail it up to like right there. Yeah. Nice little ripper. So hot new count's about to load too. Let's go. All right, let's see if we can get this though, guys. We're still pushing. We're still kind of waiting. All right, we know where that 50 is of the day. We put target areas out. All right. Now I am going to turn on TopStep. I want to see what those guys are doing because hopefully they're rich retails buying our positions now. And again, just for the video purposes and not to flex, I'm just kind of saying I am taking these trades on futures as well. I am taking these trades on CFD. I'm taking these trades on Mars, dude. I'm taking these trades wherever they let me take them, okay? Dead serious. Wherever they want to give me free bands, I'm there, coach. I'm there, coach. You already know it. They have no positions on the board right now, guys. Okay. So, what I tell you guys, right, to watch this morning, I said watch the 50% of the weekly open candles. Right? Now they did manipulate over here, but on the two that we always trade, right? That's what it is. Up a bag on the CFD, bro. Okay. Now see how much this is just taking forever compared to how this is stretching, man. This is why I love NQ, guys. I don't have time. I can't personally. I don't have time for this right here. It just drives me insane. It's still really good depending on what kind of volume you got on too. Okay, guys, we are starting to push in here. All right, we are starting to push in here in that target area. So, like I said, you could trail your wrist to here if you want to protect it. Right now, I'm fine with the trade. So we'll see what happens here. And like I said, I have this across the board on a couple different things. So we'll see what happens. And then guys, this account is I have it actually on a copier. Let's see if this will work out. But with this one today, this should be a hot new 100. Now this is look now see how they created the 5 minute imbalance there. So now like essentially if you got an entry down here, you can maybe move your risk to New York Open, right? Because essentially if it comes back below New York, it's over with. You feel me? So you can move your risk like if you had a trade down in here where you're supposed to, right? Move your risk to that New York Open, and now start to gauge like from the previous drop to the low. Where's the 50%? And I already showed you guys 6,060. Right. And guys, just want to show you this for the guys, right? We hit that 6,080. This is a hot new fresh new 100K about to load on this one, right? So that's cool. Hot new fresh. I want to make sure the video could see that one because I'm going to do a breakdown of this whole account, and then my account as well because I put it on copier, which is really cool. But we are there right now. You guys are seeing it, right? Liddy, Liddy, Liddy. Liddy, 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 coach. If coach doesn't do it, then it don't make sense. All right, guys, we're getting ready to trail that out. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of playing that area. So on my CFD, I'm going to manage just in case because it's kind of there. And I've trailed risk up to that 5 minute now just in case. Right. Because just because you're close doesn't mean you shouldn't act accordingly, right? Like on a challenge or anything. Because like what that did to me that one Friday is on my real account. I was so close on the thing that I was messing up my real account just a little bit. Nothing crazy because I know better, but it was still the fact that it was like, driving me insane there. Okay, let me see this really quick. So see how they're trying to do that and sell it off. So just be patient here. And like I said, if you had a position in here, you could be New York Open, or if you had a fat position, you're putting your risk right there, right? Because eventually it would come in, reaccumulate, and you could take a new position, which would be really cool. All right, guys, you guys see it here. Bang, bang, bang. You guys see it here. Bang. All right. And pull this back because it's not even a big deal, but just kind of showing, you want your mentor to be showing you stuff that you want to do. You want them to be doing the same thing. Okay. So that's closed out. It just hit that little TP for that futures, and then my actual account's TP is 21,700. Okay. So we'll go back here. We'll start to look. Like I said, I think you could if you took an entry here, you would want to trail that risk potentially to the top end of the imbalance here on ES, right? Because you probably are in, let's just say hypothetically below New York, you've got 25 and you're securing 10 points, right? And so now you're just wanting to see if you can get up to those areas. Give me 1 second, guys. One second, guys. Um, so we'll keep the recording going to about 9:15. So if you guys have anything, just drop it in the chat. But then we will definitely chop it up as soon as that's over. Okay. So just kind of keeping you guys. I have this screen on today because I know some of you guys are trading that ES, and I want to show how we can, use our same concepts across the board. Remember what we were talking about pre-New York, right? Was just the fact that you got a 50% fill, right? And I have these buys, right, on CFD with break even. So I'm good, right? So on CFD, when you look at this, or excuse me, on any of these markets, you're looking for that 50% of that weekly candle, right? You're looking for that 50% of that weekly candle right here, right? Reason being is because, like I said, I have buys here. So when price moved up, I've trailed risks, I've partial different things. But all the people that didn't, they just got, that especially if they bought like right in here, they just got yerked. And then people who thought that, oh, I'm just gonna sell right before and go take the week low, they got yerked. Right. So I've seen this play happen so many times. I could sit there and, be patient and wait for the move. So my actual XFA account just hit take profit as well. Right? So that's really cool. And then we're managing CFDs on swings now. Woo! Can't make this shit up, coach. Can't make this up, coach. Not when you do it every day. All right. You guys see this, right? It's going back to the previous support, right? We're already there on NQ, so that's a good day, you know. I said we'll let it go till 9:15 here. Let me check my other one, make sure I'm good over there. Diamond, you need to chill. It's not even 9 yet. You know we're not going out yet. Now look how it rejected the area perfectly, guys, 80 level. If I didn't take profit on that, I would start losing expected value every second, correct? So, Liddy, how much is this one? Trades, okay. Oh, I forgot I had it on Envy too, guys. Cool. Let's go. Okay. Okay, we're looking pretty good here. Okay. Holy moly, y'all. There we go. There we go. How y'all feeling today? Drop a one in the chat. Y'all feeling good today? 'Cause I know I'm feeling good. Are y'all seeing this more, by like walking through this like this? Bangers. Bangers. All right, let's wait till about 9:15, guys. We'll stay on the clock. So just so you guys know, because I was trying to show you guys the ES one. Now if you had your risk, like we talk about in those imbalances in 5 minutes on the way up, now that they've given, right? It's like chess checkers, right? They give you like or push and pull, right? They're giving you a little something here, right? I want to move it. Okay. So you can move if you want to secure. You've got a New York Open accumulation buy. Think about where the accumulation is, guys. It's crazy. This is accumulation to me, all this. And then you have the market moves in four phases: accumulation, markup, markdown, and distribution, right? Price is accumulating. You find the mitigation inside the accumulation and play up. Now that price is giving you more and more, as it pushes up into the 15.5 1 hour, right? You're looking for that last area of supply and then where they broke support. So the first time they broke support was here. And then most recently today was here. Right. So imagine now that this scoots up and continues to give you set lows on a 5 minute on an uptrending market, all you've got to do is just continue to trail based off of expansions. Right. Because worst case, right, this comes, in this area, like you see here, and you've got to buy, right? And it kind of gets to like where we're like looking at all this and starts to kind of just break down, fills this imbalance. You come out with a profit. instead of going all the way back to zero, right? You come out with a profit, and then sometimes it'll just keep going. And you're like, damn, I wish I would have stayed in. But I promise you, you're going to feel a lot better grabbing that profit and doing everything else the right way than trying to, like, oh shit, I'm going to miss it and just press the button and try to go with it, right? You might as well cancel that trade every time because you've already messed up just from the moment you touch the button. Okay, but this was the target area. We'll see actually here by 9, guys. If it's already good by 9, then I've already locked everything off like I need to, futures wise, and I've trailed everything and done what I need to do on CFD. So okay, check here, make sure we don't have any crazy news at 9. I know we had the 7:30 news, so 9 a.m. news, guys. Who is that speaking? Who did this just say? Did I just read that right? Pal. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah. So make sure you're protected. You know, this is why I would do this, right? In a situation like this, because I'd rather be available again to play if price was to pull back on. Imagine on 100 tick players, dude. They've already made 100 points right here in 5, 10, 15 minutes. You don't think somebody's going to take profit on this? Especially the person who got in here. They're butt cheek tight on their stop loss. They're like, holy shit. If I could just go up back up to the daily open, right? Okay, so I've got a long-term position on Envy that I'm holding right now, guys, like CFD here from our original, and then I have the trade locker position as well. Now, the cool thing I like about trade locker, it's just easier. Like when we're in this position here that we're in, right, looking for that previous support area 21.6. I have, let's just say this $6 position, but 2, 2, 2, 2, right? So what I do is I can take, since it's an individual trade, I can move some risk to the top end of the imbalance and stay break even on the others, if that makes sense, right? And it's easier to manage the trade from that perspective sometimes, right? Because with first in, first out rule of futures, you've got to fill and you've got to give back to somebody that's doing something stupid. It's the only way. You can't be in a nasty buy and then come in and hedge your short unless you have a different account. And so just by me noticing that since 2024, really gave me a lot of understanding of like how I need to manage my personal CFD positions as well. I think we have a really good way to get back into possible the 1 hour supply here on the 3 assets, right? And YM could be the real ripper because I needed to rip people out first today. But where my eyes are focused, guys, is 71% retracements on swings, right? My eyes are focused on the supply, right? Candle, the last up candle in the market before the fall, right? On these two here. So getting back up to 71% retracement, cool. Getting back to where we did, support basically, and it fails and then falls. That makes sense to me too, guys. It really does, because that's why this was my target, right? You may not get a full bounce if we're actually bearish, but you might get enough to be able to secure the bag off those type of moves, because in the higher time frames of things, I still think we're in a really scary place, right? And let me look at this 15 here real quick. Just looking at the 15 here. How does it do that each time? I know I switched off of that. Okay, so see how they're pulling back at the same time, right? So this 15-minute candle closes in a minute and 32. I want to see it close strong, right? I want to see, if you want to secure some more of the bag, trail your risk on the CFD based on the 15-minute low, right? Or excuse me, on the CFD, on the ES trade, sorry, right? Put your risk right there on that 15-minute low, on that 5-minute low, that top end of the expansion. Because when it comes down, it's over. Sorry, guys, that was my girlfriend's dad. But that's pretty much. Let me end the recording side because that's pretty much it, right? Because if you had a trade, and you trailed your risk to top end of the imbalance, now you're available, right, to take another trade later on today if you want, or you're good for the day, right? You took 26 up to let's say 46 almost. That's a good 20 handle move, right? So let me end the recording and then we can chop it up. Give me 1 second, guys. But for you guys that did watch this recording, this was probably one of the better days. Of how we got in, where we got out, the understanding of order flow, structure. So I'll do a DRC market review over yesterday's entry, and then I'll combine that with today's, and then we'll start to do DRC market reviews for each individual day when I have a little bit more time. So appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, we'll chop it up, guys, here on the other side.